Well, let's do a head count here. We have
Okay.
Pastor Bob 1 and Pastor Bob 2.
Here.
I guess we're both here. All right.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a hot second since we've done the show.
It has, and stuff happens, Bob.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. You've had a few health difficulties, and
Yep.
if you're up and running right now, that's a good thing.
Yeah, since 2020, since January of 2020, last week I had my 10th surgery. Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy.
I tell people my stomach's seen more knives than a Benihana,
It's true.
It is. So,
well, and it's working. Every time I see you, you're better looking. So,
well,
maybe that's what happens.
I think it's the sanctuary hoodie that I have on.
Now, that could do it.
It's and you can pick this up at wearemetalwearefamily.com. But
yeah, speaking of hoodies, right?
Yes. Well, Austin says, "Good morning. Glad to see you both back."
Good morning to you, Austin. Good.
And
all right.
I will butcher this guy's name if I try to pronounce it.
Good friend of the ministry.
How do you say his name?
From Norway. Yeah. Ringhild.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good afternoon from Norway. Jess Brennan, Facebook friend, says, "Hey guys."
Jess, yeah. Good to see you, Jesse.
Mary.
Good.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing Mary on previous shows, so maybe she's new with us. That's great.
She's awesome.
Steve Bryant says, "Good morning."
Great.
We got another good morning, brothers. So, awesome. Yeah. Troy Hoover says, "Good morning." And, a lot of these folks
are joining us, and we have the best community. We really do.
The finest folks in all of the metal community.
We totally do.
Yeah.
And I love our slogan, "We are metal, we are family," because you get on the air and you do a show like this, and it just is like a family, huh?
Yep.
And Mary says she's interacting a little more these days.
There we go.
I've seen Mary's name. I know she's not new, but Mary, it's great to see you, and thank you for interacting a little more.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
A good afternoon from Finland.
Yes, good to see you.
And very close to Finland, we have Troy saying hi from Las Vegas.
Yes, very close. Right.
Very close.
Well, speaking of Finland, we've had Christian Tapper join us from Finland.
Oh,
where he's been living, and today he's joining us from Spain. How nice would it be to be sitting on the beach in Spain right now, Bob? You probably have some cold weather.
We do. We had our warm up yesterday. It was 25, but tonight's gonna be back down to -7.
Oh my goodness. So Spain is sounding kind of good to you then.
It is. Isn't there a classic rock song with Spain in it or something?
Well, I've never been to Spain.
There we go. Three Dog Night.
But I've been to Oklahoma.
Yeah. I thought the line was, "I've never been to Spain, but I've been to Wapaka." Isn't that?
I think that is it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They must have changed the words.
Yeah, okay.
I think that was the original one.
Yeah. Well, Kira says, "Good morning, fellas."
Good morning to you, Kira. Good friend.
And Gary, good
morning.
Ayrton,
another great friend.
Oh, he calls us kids.
And he's calling us kids.
Yeah.
Now, Gary is about your age. Well, I think he's actually in between you and I.
Okay.
Bob. And great guy.
Angel says, "Hiya from New York."
Hiya.
Hey, I'm walking here. So there you go.
You can tell he's got his New York accent. Right.
Diego,
good to see you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Jacob Gumness, God bless.
So, Bob, you were talking a little bit about your hoodie, but we've got some new product out that I'm excited about, and this is one of them. And this one says, "I only listen to 2 types of music, heavy and metal."
Nice.
And but wait, there's more. It's
no. Does the coffee taste better drinking out of that mug?
Oh, it tastes better drinking out of all of our mugs.
Okay.
Don't you think? I think that's the case. But then here we go.
There we go.
That a cool shirt?
That's the shirt right there.
I only like 2 kinds of music, heavy and metal. And Bob, let me tell you, this other shirt is the best-selling shirt we've ever had, and that's our Maynard Metal shirt.
Ah, yes.
The best-selling of all time, and of course on the front it's got Maynard Metal, classic rock, classic metal fan, and on the
That's an
back all the
amazing shirt.
bands. This is so cool.
What I like about it is a lot of people don't have, what do they call it, a battle jacket or battle vest or anything like that.
Yeah,
And that
it
kind of
looks
just
like it.
it's like that.
It is like that. I
Yeah.
think it's awesome. Yes.
So
Austin,
says
yeah,
hi.
we have experienced all 3 seasons in the last 3 days. Yeah, and it's raining hard. Yesterday it was 65 and sunny, and it felt like summer.
Yeah.
Today it's rainy, and again in a few days we got snow again.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And then
Franz is here. Good.
Yeah, and between us and you in Indiana, they're getting 15 inches today.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that's amazing.
Mary said, I like that shirt. And
yeah, you know, and what's not to like? That those are awesome. And Bob, you might want to put that link up if you have a chance.
I will do that.
We're metalwearfamily.com, and that's the place to go and get you some.
Get you some of that.
Some of that, some of the coffee, and of course that's what we're drinking today, the Headbangers Brew.
Mm-hmm.
The best in the West.
It really is.
Over. Yeah.
We got a big picture of your face in our church lobby that says "Do the Brew." So.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Well, and we've got this other new mug. Let me grab it here. It says Headbangers Brew, a hug in a mug. There you go. A hug in a mug. So, you know, we just keep rolling them out. And Hayden has designed these. You know, he's going to be on with us.
Yeah.
In just a little bit.
Well,
and we have a segment we're going to do once in a while called What is Hayden Designing?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a good segment. And,
Araceli, good to see you.
It's really quite the show today, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I posted on the Christian Metal forums, the promotional artwork, and people were thrilled that we're having Die Happy with us.
Yeah. You know, they haven't done a whole lot of interviews, and great guys. And I'm just real excited that they're here. We've got 4 of the guys with us anyway. We've got Robin, the singer. We've got, Glenn and Roger Dale and Doug Thiem. So that'll be in just a few minutes.
And here's the good thing about having Roger Dale Martin on is if we ever have a lull in conversation, he'll carry it.
Yeah. He's awesome.
I wish I had that much energy.
You know, and he's a personal trainer. And if you are lucky enough to have him as your personal trainer, I have a feeling you'd get in shape pretty quickly.
I think so. Yeah. Here's a little blast from the past for you, Mike Hemphill Mariotti.
Well, good to see you, Mike. That's awesome.
So
30 years ago in Sanctuary, San Diego. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Chris is here.
And Steve,
good to see you.
So, yeah.
Good morning, Pastor Bob's.
So, yeah.
Now, is it 1 Bob and 2 Bob I? I'm not sure how that works.
I'm not sure on that one. Yeah. What proper grammar is, but
we'll say Bob I. That sounds good.
Overall, though, the Sanctuary this year has some really cool things coming down the pipe for, there's talk about a Wise Guys get together again that we've been talking about. And now through the magic of StreamYard, it makes it all the more easier, though being in person is always fun. But, it's something that there's a lot of cool things coming for Sanctuary this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year. And Bob, we are going to be doing audio feed this summer. And Sanctuary does have a big tent. They've limited actually the tent. So we have a pretty big presence there this summer.
And they always bring in names.
I think most of us will probably be there, and we're excited to meet people in person. So plan that. It's over the 4th of July weekend. It's in that time. So that would be a great thing to plan. And Jesus Metal Dude is here.
Yes.
Wakey, wakey,
wakey,
exactly.
And Gary Ayrton is using, I think, original Hebrew language to express his interest and excitement. He says, "Robin, holy crap, that's exciting." So
yeah, I think that is Hebrew. Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't think there's any Hebrew in his background, but
okay,
you never know.
Right?
You
It
never
could have
know.
been an Old
Yeah.
Testament phrase. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I think the original was dung, and now it's been translated.
Yes, righteous dung. Now it's holy crap. So
exactly.
So
Who knew it was biblical the whole time? You know,
right? I know the things we learn on this show.
Yeah, I mean the things that we talk about on this show.
Right.
Seriously. Well, you know, it's been kind of fun to put some of these shows together, and you know, there are such great bands all over the world that I'm in touch with all the time, and I want to bring Thomas soon. Thomas from Glory Hammer.
Okay.
I'm actually doing some narration for a new album right now with Thomas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to be part of that. And massively exciting band. And now Thomas is putting together a new band, kind of like that. They're really classic, kind of, I don't know. It's almost like a comic book meets heavy metal. They've got that old kind of a lore kind of feeling, and
okay,
it's just a really great band. And they did a tour, the Hammer tour with Hammerfall, and they're massively popular around the world.
And they're called Glory Hammer.
Glory Hammer, Hammer, yeah. And Thomas again is doing a new band, and I'd love to have him on to talk about that. And plus, there's just so many things going on with so many bands internationally that we're excited for that. But very exciting to have some of the older bands with us as well.
Yes.
And we have a lot of history with them. They've got, you know, they really paved the way. And these guys, you know, in Die Happy are some of those pavers. The first variation of Die Happy, of course, was Vengeance. And Vengeance was way ahead of its time, the first to do the growling thing in Christian music, and one of the first in music, and really set the pace for a whole lot that happened after that in music. So
well, we
are very excited to have them here,
and we have Glenn in the green room right now, but then we're waiting on the rest of the guys. So but we can certainly go into the segment, and I can bring them in once they show up in the green room.
Why don't we do that? That's a great idea.
All right, here we go.
And Glenn, you are officially a music influencer. How does that feel? Glenn, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. We have a little bit of a lag with you, I think.
You guys are still breaking. Hold on. Is that better?
I think that looks better. Yeah.
Yeah, you look good. You look good. It's the audio, you know. But we could just spend the whole time just looking at you. You know, that would be a treat. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that sounds better.
That sounds better. That's awesome. Well, dude, did you see at the beginning that we're calling you a music influencer? Did you catch that?
Hold on, guys. I'm having trouble hearing you guys. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. I'm going to go outside.
There you go. Maybe
I get
better
horrible
outside.
reception. I get horrible reception in the house.
Now in Wisconsin, that means you're gonna go into hypothermia, but
Yeah,
where you are.
that's true. And here it would be you're going to get drenched. Yeah, must be a little better weather in California. I'm sure. Most likely, yes.
How's that?
So, Glenn, is it improving for you?
Does that seem better, Glenn, for you?
Is that better?
Yeah. You guys have been breaking up since I first got on, so hang on. How's that? Go ahead and talk.
I don't know what's going on with that. Let me just throw this out. Are we breaking up to anyone else who's listening?
I'll check out the comments here.
Because breaking up is hard to do. Sorry.
Should I go out? Should I go out?
Yeah,
should I go out?
Maybe if you can get a little better reception, I think that would be great.
Yeah, it's on your end, Glenn, because everybody's saying it sounds perfect for us. So,
yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is, should I log out and log back in? Do that?
That sounds great. We'll see you in a minute. Good. You know, that's one of the things about the show, Bob, is that you never know exactly what's going to happen. We've had that problem with, personally with us too. So
yeah,
you never know when technical difficulties will arise.
Right. That is true.
Yeah.
So
it happens. But we'll let Glenn, come back in again. And I'm not sure where the other guys are at. Maybe they'll join us.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't. But we have the Glenn Mancaruso. So, if it doesn't get better than that.
Right.
So this is so cool. Glenn used to live with me. Doug used to live with me too from the band, and we kind of put this band together. These guys were jazz musicians. They liked lots of different kinds of music. For Glenn, he was mostly into jazz and some of that kind of stuff, and so it was a stretch for everybody to put this band together, but it was cool.
Yeah, well,
and I remember
bring him back in.
There he is. Is this better for you?
Yeah, you guys aren't breaking up as much.
Good. And you're not either.
Good. Don't you love
Glenn,
breaking up?
I was just talking about the beginnings of Vengeance now, and I remember we were thinking of calling the genre thrash opera. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. we were going to start a new.
That goes back with when Mike Betts was playing, and remember Sharon Shubin?
Yes. It was her idea.
She was going to sing.
Yes. And Sharon had worked with Stryper, and she designed their costumes, and then with Barron Cross, she designed theirs, and she worked a lot with the bands, and she kind of was there during the formation of Vengeance, and it was her idea. In fact, I think she was originally even going to do some singing in the band. I mean, at the very early stage, yeah. But but that was her idea, and then of course we decided that we probably didn't need to start a new genre, that it was doing just fine by itself. But Glenn, those were great days, and I was just saying too that you were your drumming was a little more of a little more jazz, and that style that you really enjoyed.
Right. I mean, I was raised in, my dad played trumpet, and my uncle was a drummer, big band drummer. And he's the one that kind of got me started. He was a drummer up until 3 weeks before he died at 87. So he was still playing. He was still gigging.
That's awesome.
But of course, my first drum influence, like a lot of kids in the 60s, was Ringo Starr. I mean, my grandmother bought me Meet the Beatles because I liked the song "I Want to Hold Your Hand." So that was my first introduction to rock and roll, was Meet the Beatles, and then of course, but my biggest influence.
What a great way to get started too.
I know, but my biggest
Beatles is still my favorite.
Yeah, and so my biggest influence was probably, of course, John Bonham, and from Zeppelin, and Ian Pace from Deep Purple, and guys like that. Ginger Baker, and all the guys from the late '60s bands, early '70s. Those were a huge influence. So
yes,
when it came time to do this music, I mean the Vengeance stuff, it was totally out of my wheelhouse, because I had just come out of the '80s Hollywood, hair band thing, so it was I was like, you guys got the wrong guy. And when Roger and Doug and them approached me, Roger, he's coming on now.
Roger's in.
Hey, what's happening? Can you?
Hey, Roger Dale. So Glenn was just telling about the origins of his drumming. Go ahead, Glenn.
Oh, so yeah. So when it came time, when Roger and Doug and Larry asked me to join Vengeance, I was like, I found it more of a challenge, because and I had to start listening to those drummers. I didn't play anything like that at all. So I started listening to, they were suggesting bands that I'd listened to, some, even some punk stuff. I'd gone to a friend of mine and asked him, because he was in an early punk band. They were around from the late '70s to the early '80s, a band called Overkill, and they were on SST Records. And the drummer is a really good friend of mine, and the guitar player is a good friend of mine. And so I asked him for some pointers, because they were in that genre. They were doing like punk metal at that time. So, it was definitely a challenge. I remember the first couple rehearsals with these guys, and man, I was in shape then, and I was out of breath. I mean, and I was skinny, and I was, jogging and doing all that stuff, and it still knocked the wind out of me until I got used to it.
Wow.
Right, Rod?
It was intense.
Yeah, it was.
And Roger Dale, you came from, Emerald right before that, which was a kind of a glam metal band.
Yeah, I was doing the glam rock thing, and then I came from Emerald, and then actually I did a little stint with a glam band called Holy Right. I don't know if you guys remember them.
Yes.
Before we got started with the Vengeance thing. Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot you were in Holy Right. I totally
it's your Holy Right. John 1:12, I think.
It's your Holy Right.
It is your holy right.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember the intro. That's awesome. There's Robin. Robin, great to see you, my friend.
Great to see you, Pastor Bob, after so many years.
It's been a while. Been a while.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you on. We're just talking about the origins, putting all of these things together, and kind of learning a new genre of music, and you certainly did that too, Robin. This was not the Die Happy project was not a style of music that you were necessarily used to.
No, especially the first record. It was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
But I just have this funny memory of these guys just going, do Chris Cornell, do Chris Cornell, do Chris Cornell. And I had no idea really who Chris Cornell was at the time. But in listening to Soundgarden on the radio, I was like, well, this kind of sounds a little like Dio or Gillan or someone like that. And that was my wheelhouse. So I could pull that out, and it turned out sounding great, And then the next record was just a blast to do too.
Well, you guys, the formation of Die Happy came after the Vengeance thing kind of closed down and took a little different direction. You guys decided to put another band together with most of the members, and with Robin as a singer, and this was a whole new opportunity to present some great music to a very excited crowd. I remember the first album did very well. People were excited to hear it. It was
I'll throw an image up on the screen to remind our listeners and watchers of what album we're talking about.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep. No Robin in that picture.
No, not in that one. But that's a great picture.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's a great record.
It's a great record. Yes. So the Die Happy thing. Tell us the beginnings of Die Happy, and where did you decide to go in Die Happy things that you maybe hadn't done in Vengeance?
Well, I'll begin, Pastor Bob. The origins of Die Happy happened with Doug. After Vengeance, we thought it was over. I never thought that I would work with Glenn or Doug and Larry again. I was already in a band called the Triple Ace Band. I don't know if you remember those guys, Bob. And so basically, I was done. And Doug called me and said, "Roger, I have a record deal. You want to play bass on one of my projects?" I said, "Heck yeah, I'll do it." And and so that's where that was where I came into the scene. I didn't have a clue. In fact, it was not in my radar at all to do any kind of recording with these guys again. But actually, Doug had a real good business plan. He said, "Roger, let's make some money." And I said, "Yes, sir, let's do it." And so we had a business plan to make this album, and it worked out fantastic. And for me, that was the origin. Just Doug called me and said, "Roger, play bass with my stuff." And I said, "Yes, I will." Man, for me, that was it.
Yeah. And you were in the Triple Ace was kind of a Southern fried rock band.
Yeah, it was completely different. I was actually thrown in a frontman position. And we worked with Bikers for Christ, Christ Motor Club, and we were part of a prison ministry at the time. So when people will sometimes say, "Oh, Roger, you burnt Martinez, you guys left him and you did Die Happy," and I was like, "That's not even true at all."
No, it's not. It's not true.
I mean, there was no connection whatsoever. All of us had went our separate directions. I wasn't signed to a contract. We didn't sign any contract. That was Doug.
Right.
Yes. And so I want to clarify that right now. We didn't rip anybody off, and I had no plans for it whatsoever. In fact, for me personally, I was a studio musician for Die Happy. Basically, I did my thing. I got paid, and then I went back to Triple Ace. And to make a long story short, those guys hired another bass player after me. His name was Greg Chason. And I'm very honored that they chose him rather than some yo-yo out there, because I was very honored. And in fact, they replaced me with a very professional dude. I think Greg was in Badlands, and at one time he auditioned for Ozzy Osbourne. And, with what I've read, Ozzy didn't hire him because it's too dang ugly. But other than that, he's a fabulous player.
Great guy too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think he regretted that decision, but still, that's here nor there. So I was in Die Happy for the first album, and I remember Robin, and I say he's not in that picture with us because he wasn't even in the band. We had somebody else was going to sing on that album. Right. I won't say who it was, but the night before he was supposed to record, he called us and said, "I want to change my business agreement. I need this amount of money, and I want this amount of writers' royalties." And we said, "Read between the lines, my brother." And we were basically in dire straits, and we knew of Robin. He had sang at Sanctuary before. I believe Robin, you were in Joshua or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with Josh.
Anyway, we called Robin and we said, "Robin, you want to make some money?" And he said, "Yeah." So we took him in the studio. We paid him very well. And now, Robin, did we pay you good?
Well, you paid me exactly what I prayed for. Put it that way. Because my wife and I were sitting looking at bills, and I kid you not, we tell this story all the time. and we were that much money short. And and I got a call from Doug, and I was just like, what? And Glenn had kind of mentioned it to me in passing at church one time. I remember I knew Glenn before anybody else in the band.
Yeah.
You know, because Glenn doesn't get along with anybody, and he doesn't reach out. You know, he's not a social butterfly or anything like that. So
much.
So yeah. So, you know, Glenn's kind of the network glue, I think, for that small community of musicians out there. But anyways, I got the call from Doug, and Doug drove me out there to the little studio, and I think it was a couple days later we were recording that record. But yeah, you guys paid me absolutely exactly what I prayed for. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
And what a great record. You know, I kind of think, you know, everything happens for a reason. And the older we get, the more we realize that, I think, you know, that I'll be 70 this year. Still can't believe I'm this old, but I look back at my life and I think how cool that God has orchestrated every little piece of it. And I'm sure that's the way it happened there. Had the first singer not backed out and you were able to sing, Robin, the album would not have been as good, honestly. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And what a fun time putting it together. You guys had a lot of fun, didn't you?
Oh yeah. I was
awesome.
nervous a few times just because, you know, it'd been, these guys kept wanting me to scream like in the fourth octave, like all the time. It's like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It
we had
out.
A pair of pliers in there. Grab that button. Ow!
It was a great record. Great record, fun to do.
First of all, we Die Happy was a good artistic release for everybody in the band. We've been playing speed metal and thrash for so long. We had some softer things inside. We had some different music inside of us, and the album Die Happy allowed us to release that into the public. My favorite song on that whole thing is Celebration.
Yes.
Robin, I don't know if you guys remember that song, but that was, dude, I love that.
Huge. Yes, fact, I do too.
I was wanting to do something like that for a long time, and I thought Robin's vocals were fabulous on that. Me and Glenn got to hook up with the bass guitar and the kick drum on that one. And we're a pretty good team at one time, and so I enjoyed that. So that was for me personally, that was my favorite song, Celebration.
Yeah, I think it's probably mine too. And I remember that song coming together. That is awesome.
If I can ask,
great memories.
Some of the people have been asking, what are you guys up to musically these days? I know Roger Dale, you did the Roxology project and stuff, but what are you guys up to these days?
Who goes first? Roger, go.
I'll go first. Roxology was a result of a partnership between myself and a man named Nick Layton. Nick is from Vancouver, Washington. That guy's freaking shreds, okay? And,
he's good.
We met through Sanctuary, actually. Chris Dorman gave me a call and said, Roger, a guy named Nick Layton, I'm kind of speaking for him. I would like for you to do something with him. And I said, heck yeah, we'll do it. And I called him. It was very professional. And we finished that up for Rock Records. Right now, we're writing new material. In fact, we got the whole dang thing done. And so I'm looking forward to that. We're thinking around this summer, we're going to have a brand new project. Well, we have it now. And so we're in the process of putting that together, Pastor Bob. And I'm excited. And this stuff is raw.
I'm excited. Yeah, so, Roger,
I got one more thing going on. Greg Minier from the Crucified, he moved out here. And we've got a live music project happening. I'm not going to share it with you, but we've rehearsed like 3 times now, and we got some Nashville musicians. They're just freaking awesome.
Yes.
And so that one is Greg and I. We're doing a fun project. And it's okay to have fun. Nick Layton and I have a very serious project that I think is going to be, woo! It's
good.
It's going to turn some heads.
And I've heard some of it, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, and I talked to Greg yesterday. He's excited.
Oh, no kidding! You
About
didn't
the
talk to him.
project,
Okay, fantastic.
Good.
Now, Greg,
that's awesome. Good.
Greg is a shredding guitar player, but
Yeah, he is.
going in
wish I
a
could
different
get half the
direction.
stuff you guys are saying.
Greg is frontman. Greg is handling the microphone. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Oh, that's something new.
it is, but he's good. Yeah.
Once again, we're going to have a big time. It's basically a live show is what we're putting together. I doubt if we're going to seek a record deal. We're going to seek having fun, and we're going undercover, Pastor Bob.
There you go.
Now,
Good.
People may not like, if they hear about this project, they're probably going to be pissed off. But we're sneaky. We're going undercover. If anybody has a problem with that, read between the lines. And that's
There
what
you go.
we're doing.
Good.
And Greg Minier and I. But once
We'll
again,
have to have you back and talk a little more about it when we get closer. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Yeah.
How about you, Robin? What are you up to?
I've just been writing and writing and writing and writing for the last, I don't know, probably better part of 12 years. And I did a project called Mother Mary with some friends from an old band back in the LA days. And it's a 4-song EP. We co-wrote some stuff. And then I've got this little project going here at home with my songs. And up until now, with the DAWs and everything, you can kind of play everything. So I've learned to play guitar, bass, and in this particular project, I'm going to play mainly rhythm guitar and some keyboards, piano.
Awesome.
And
Nice.
yeah, and I'll shoot you guys out a demo here soon.
Oh,
I got
awesome.
one song called Star Breather that's a monster. And
Well,
Bill
I'm
Brock's
excited to
heard it,
hear
really
it.
likes it. And yeah, and it's in
Good.
that old direction of, purple and rainbow and that kind of
That's
stuff.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Awesome.
Well, looks like
Well, I can't wait to hear.
looks like we lost Glenn. He's been having a lot of internet issues. So
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, a lot has happened in the last 30 years. And can you believe it's been that long? I mean,
Lots
it's been
happened
a while,
in the last
hasn't
2
it?
years.
Yeah, in the last 2 years. That's right.
true.
As
Yeah.
things are opening up and as things get a little strange.
Yeah.
But you guys, thank you so much for joining me today, us today.
Thank
And
you.
it's really good to see you guys, and I'm excited for what the future holds. We have some really, really great memories of the past, but the best days are before us. They really are.
Right on.
So keep that in mind. We just have the experience now, so it's full steam ahead. There you go. I like that, Roger Dale.
Yeah,
It's full steam ahead.
There's Glenn.
All
There's
right.
one thing that I want to point out. It has been 30 years, but this is a miracle. But all of us are a whole lot better looking than we were 30 years ago.
Amen. I was just going to say that. Isn't that the truth?
we could just
Yeah,
call
that's
this
the
group
truth.
the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
There you go. Yeah.
And
I
we fit that.
get
That's
told I look like
awesome.
Sean Connery every day. It's like that wasn't what I was shooting for. It's like,
You'll have to work on the accent now, Robin, and there you go.
that's right, Bob.
Yeah. Well, God bless you guys. So good to have you on today. We'll do this again. This was fun.
Awesome.
Oh, I'd love to.
Great to see you all. All right.
Peace.
Bless you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. All right. Great time with those guys.
Very
Bob.
nice time.
Yeah.
So,
And,
internet issues happen. This is a
they
live
do
show.
happen.
This is a
And we'll
live
have to
show,
play
and
back another time.
a live
Yeah.
show is only as good as your connections. So
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. And our artist,
yeah,
and I just want to brag on him for a second. He's the one that designs all of our stuff, everything that you see going on with Sanctuary. He's had a hand in just about everything. And
is that?
But he's also got these comic books. Well, a comic book. He's working on the second one, but the Crimson Six, which is, I guess they're called a graphic novel, and this is so cool. Is he in the green room, Bob?
Yeah, I see this long-haired kid in here. So I put together a little special intro for him. So here we go.
All right.
There we go.
Dude, I'm honored. The Bob
awesome.
Ross. Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. And the likeness is uncanny.
It is. It's crazy.
Well, you know, like when I'm drawing, I talk to myself like I'm Bob Ross. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna put a happy little line right here. There's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. You know.
Yeah. See. There you go. I like that.
There you go. Yeah, I appreciate that. I like that.
There's a T-shirt for you. A metalized version of Bob Ross saying, "I'm a happy little accident."
Oh,
I like it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Oh, dude, we'll add it to the list. There we go.
Yeah.
So I was just holding this up, and this is the dream that you had a few years ago, and you pulled it off. You did a great job. It is not only skillfully done, as far as your artistic work, but it's really a great story. And if you haven't seen it and read it, you need to. And it's available, of course, in this version, and also it's available in Kindle. And in Kindle, it's kind of cool because you just push a button, it goes to the next frame, instead of the next page, and it's the coolest way to read it, and colorized. And
my 13-year-old son absolutely loves it.
Oh, really? Yes. Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Dude, so I love to hear that.
You were telling me a story yesterday, Hayden, that I thought was awesome about this kid in your church that kind of ran away every time that he was around you, and you thought you didn't like him, but he was starstruck. His mom told you he was starstruck, and he didn't know what to say to you because it's
I thought he didn't like me because I would try to, because he has like two brothers, and his brothers would always be like talk to me and be like, oh, I love the book. And so I would try to talk to him, and I tried to talk to him, and he would just be like super short with me, and he like wouldn't look at me. And I was like, does this kid like hate me? Like, what the heck? And then the other day I came out and he like ran away, and his mom was like, hey, yeah, he got super starstruck and like just ran away from you. And he was like, that's the guy who made the comic book. And I was like, that makes a lot more sense now because I thought this kid hated me.
That is awesome.
Let me address a question here. Mary Mason asked if it's available at our website, and it is. It looks like it's available at our website.
Well, the link is available there, actually.
Okay.
And if you go to Amazon or wherever books are sold, you can find it.
Yeah.
Hayden, you don't have those on your website, do you? Do you sell the book?
No. Okay, I don't sell the book just because I can't keep up with like shipping them out on time and all that fun stuff. But Amazon or the Kindle store is the best place to go.
Yeah. And it's cool because you can order the book anywhere in the world, any of the Amazons, and they have it.
Yeah, so, I know. Well, it's cool because we got in Australia finally, and so that's great because for the longest time we didn't. They weren't available in Australia, and now we got it. So it's pretty cool.
Well, after the next one drops, I'm assuming you're going to be able to retire then pretty soon, right?
Dude, I wish. I mean, the dream is to be able to make enough just to do the books full time. Like as much as I love doing other art, the comic book, like I consider myself like storyteller first, and then the drawing and the art is a means to that end. Well, so I really enjoy the story part.
And I truly mean this. Okay. I will talk to you off the air about potentially flying you up to our church to be a guest speaker to talk about your book and everything. So,
oh heck yeah,
awesome. That would be cool.
Dude, I'd love that.
Graphic novels are huge in our city, any city, but in a smaller community, there's this whole subsection of Magna lovers and comics and everything,
and especially good ones, Bob.
Yes,
especially good ones.
Yep,
that's it. Well, Hayden, we're calling this segment "What is Hayden designing?"
Yeah,
and so my question for you is, what is Hayden designing?
Well, So, good question. So, we're always working on sanctuary work. So, the thing that you held up before the book, there we go, the new Christian metal fan, the Maynard Metal shirt that we did was really fun because we got to redo Maynard Metal and also kind of like channel the classic Christian metal bands and stuff. So that one, like you were telling me, has been pretty popular with the Sanctuary store, which is pretty cool. It's
the most popular shirt we've ever had.
Dude, it came out pretty cool. And Jason, I want to give a shout out to Jason because Jason was the one who did all the layout for the back, and it looks great. Like it looks like a very well put together.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. He did a great job with that. And then, I have a feeling this new one is going to do very well too.
Oh, it came in. All right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like
that.
Of music, heavy and metal, and there we go. And of course, the mug that goes along with it that looks awesome. And So, and those today are on the website.
Heck yeah!
So if they're not on yet, they're about to go on. So.
Yeah, yes. I forgot. Bob, you're gonna have to remind me. I forgot which slides I sent over to you.
I got the metal Christmas tree and the cauterizer.
Okay, yeah. So we got the Born to Die is like the metal Christmas. It's called Metal Christmas because it was. But so we made this a while back. But this one was pretty cool because we got to do kind of like a take on Christmas, but we made it to be like more like metal centered. And it kind of like what was really fun is getting to tell the story just through art. So like how like the manger overshadowed by the cross and I'm pointing to Jesus, how like he was born to die for us. And then like that one was a lot of fun to make and to go for a more like tattoo style a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that was a lot of fun. And then the cauterizer is from the volume 2 of Crimson 6. And that's just a sneak peek of some of the art and what's coming for part 2.
Awesome. The new one looks phenomenal. Of course, this one, the first Crimson 6 is amazing. But I'll have to tell you, Hayden, you're outdoing yourself. You're blowing me away. Mm-hmm. The new stuff is better than the old stuff. And I thought that was good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, I can't even, after working on this new one for about like a little over a year, I just can't look at the old one anymore. Because I'm like, I feel like I've got, well, and also too, like I've been doing like other art projects for other people, like just like being commissioned to do like album covers and just drawings for people. And it always pushes me out of my comfort zone. And I never like want to do it. But then after I do it, I find that my art improves exponentially after doing these super hard projects that I didn't necessarily want to do, but now like, and then watching my art grow in that and then watching it transfer over to the comic book has been really cool.
That's awesome. And I've noticed that some of the other projects that you've done actually are a little bit of a reach outside of your general style. So it's kind of pushing you a little bit, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's very much so pushing and stretching those muscles, like making those little mosquito bites or, like pushing them.
Hayden, one of the questions that just came in from our listener, Bloodstrike, he asked if you got an Instagram.
I do. It's what is Hayden Drawing is my Instagram. Yeah.
What is Hayden Drawing? Okay.
Awesome. And then, of course, this is for this month.
Yeah,
and, it's our new Agape Valentine's Day thing, and it's a T-shirt and a mug and a poster. And dude, you just keep blowing it out of the water. I mean, what would we do without Hayden? The face of Sanctuary, really is.
Really? So yeah. One more thing I want to add. We also, for anyone who's not aware, we also brought Metal Dude back. So Metal Dude has returned,
and we're excited, and we brought him back, and this is the latest Metal Dude, basically.
Yeah, and he's doing really well too on Instagram. That one's really. I'm finding that the best Metal Dudes are the ones with the least amount of panels. Like I don't know if there's just like an attention span issue going on, or something, but. Yeah,
I think it probably is. That's totally true.
So when will we?
And there is a rumor that this year a Metal Dude coffee table book will be coming out. Just saying.
Yes, sir. We'll just leave that. We'll just leave that for the audience to ruminate.
It'll happen.
I think,
well, Mr. Hayden, thank you. Appreciate
Hayden needs
you
to have an autograph
today.
table at Audio Feed.
Yes, that's a good idea. Seriously, that is a good idea.
One of the
we'll talk.
Meet the author.
Yeah, so I've never been to Audio Feed, so that'd be an adventure.
Let's make that happen.
I guess my only question is, will the Crimson Six be helping to take down Galactus in the future movie of Marvel?
I mean, in my personal opinion, I think the Crimson Six would just wipe out everybody.
There you go.
I think so.
I'd be like, hey, guys, hey, Marvel, step aside.
Kick their buttocks. Absolutely. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Yeah, and you said you tried to order in Sweden. Well, go to probably the best thing for Sweden would be to go to the Amazon in England and order from there. It'll be the cheapest for shipping, and you can definitely get it there too. So
there we go.
That would be the thing. And I think it's at the Amazon is Germany the one that just opened? I think it is. So that would be even better if you can get it there too.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, dude, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, I always enjoy talking to you.
I'll stay in touch with you.
We'll do this again. And if you haven't looked at the graphic novel, go to Amazon, and it's called The Crimson Six, and you'll find it there.
Perfect.
Thanks, dude.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Yeah, it is, it's exceptional, Bob.
Yeah.
He is such a great artist.
Yeah, he is. He's very talented. And I know my kids would be thrilled if I was able to get them up to Radiant to come and share.
That is a great idea.
So, yeah.
Well, I think fly him there. And then if you're going to come to Audio Feed, I hope you can, just bring him with you, and then we'll fly him home.
There we go. Yeah, I think, honestly, I don't know that that's ever been done at Audio Feed to meet the author. And my goodness, this genre at Audio Feed is like a pig in mud.
Would be huge. Would be huge.
It's just.
Well, I think we got to do that.
Yeah.
So do we have LeeBo in the house?
LeeBo is not with us yet, but he usually comes in at the last minute. But yeah, he should have been driving. Is he on the? Is he on the Sanctuary compound?
No.
Okay.
He's picking up some meat. So, meat is a huge shortage these days, Bob.
Yeah.
And even in the grocery stores, when you go and you try to buy a lot of things, the shelves are getting empty. And I don't know about where you're living, but here the shelves are getting empty. And the biggest food item that's suffering is meat.
Yeah, it is.
And so we're not getting that much meat as much as we need to feed all the homeless that need it. And so we're partnering with one of the ministries that's about an hour and a half away from us. And they're giving us 3 pallets of meat today. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
We're extremely thankful. He went to do that, and he was going to come on the air, when he got there. And
here's the question. Here's the question. Yeah. Can you have any pudding without eating your meat?
See, that's the question.
You can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat.
That's
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I think, and that's an important aspect.
Yeah, we have that up here too. It's you go into the grocer, and used to be racks and just tons of chicken, and it's down to like a little 4-foot section. It's really something.
Yeah, it's definitely, we definitely have a supply chain issue.
Yeah. We can, since it's just us right now waiting for LeeBo, we can small talk a little bit. And, I'm not big into the what ifs and all that sort of stuff, but I work for a non-for-profit that does homeless work and all of that stuff. And, we got the email and everything that you can now order your free COVID test through the United States Postal Service. And soon the N95 masks will be all available. And, it just makes you wonder if, on the behind the scenes, a lot of people are excited about the freebies, but on the back end, I'm like, we're probably preparing for something big. If they're handing everything off free right now, free doesn't come free.
No, free came with a huge price.
Yeah.
That was paid, and we don't want to pay it again.
Yeah. Christian Tapper, if you do want to sign in, you can go right ahead, and that would be fantastic. But yeah, it does come with a price, and it's prayerfully watch for things to come, I think.
Let me just ask him if he got the link.
Okay. Christian Tapper, he said he's ready to come in if he wants to go on early. So I said, yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. He said he hasn't gotten the link yet.
Oh.
That's strange.
Oh,
let me just are you talking to him on text?
No, but if you want to text me his email address, I didn't have that. So
well, I've got the link right here. So
okay, perfect.
I will just text him the link.
We're gonna spin the globe and head on over to Spain then in a little bit here.
Well, I've never been to Spain. But I've been to Oklahoma. I know I'm killing the words. In Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Who did that song? That was Three Dog Night.
Three Dog Night, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
People forget that they have more than one hit than Joy to the World. So, well, I tell you what, we got this guy in the green room. Should we head on over to him?
Let's do. And there he is.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Christian.
It's good to see you, dude.
You too.
So show us where
Always
you're at. You are in Spain right now.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm on the 11th
look at
floor
that.
here.
Suffering for Jesus.
Oh, my gosh.
And we got the ocean on two sides. So we got two balconies here. So it's perfect.
Dude, that is so cool.
I'll sit facing this.
You came to Spain from Finland. It's a little warmer in Spain than it is in Finland.
Yeah, a lot warmer. A lot warmer. So
yeah.
So
you and your wife are just enjoying some great time. How long are you going to be in Spain? Do you have any idea?
We don't know. We actually just booked a one-way ticket. So
yeah.
It just started with my wife just said, maybe 2 weeks ago, if even that, how would you like working under a palm tree instead? And I'm like, sure. So, so we both are able to travel with our jobs. We can work from anywhere.
Yes.
We just decided, let's just hop on a plane. And, we were offered this place, get to borrow this. So it's perfect. So we'll see. Awesome. It could be 2 weeks, 3, 4.
And if you can share, what do you guys do for work that helps you be mobile?
So we both are teaching languages through a platform called Italki. So my wife teaches Finnish. I teach mostly Swedish and a little bit of English. I do as well. Then I do some freelance work, just transcribing stuff, transcriptions or translations, things like that. And my wife manages some social media for some hotels in Finland.
Excellent. And did I see the other day on Facebook that you're learning Spanish?
Yeah, I'm learning Spanish. I had to. We're coming here, so I can't just go somewhere and not learn
that's
the language. At least some. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very different from learning Cantonese and Finnish. I'll tell you that. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Not saying that of course it takes time, like anything, if you want to get really good at it. But it's just a lot closer to English, so you can kind of guess the meaning.
Yes.
Of a lot of the words.
I can barely speak English up here in Wisconsin, don't you know? So
Wisconsin.
So Christian, how many languages then are you at right now that you can speak or at least converse in?
Well, I only consider 5 languages are the languages I can actually, converse and have a meaningful conversation. I can't have that in Spanish. I know bits and pieces of other languages or have known, maybe I can like order food or something like that. But yeah, so I'm not there with my Spanish, but I'm planning to get to, we'll see how far, I'll just, at conversational level would be great. I'm just going to see how far I can take it during the time we're here. And I'm actually documenting the process. So there should be out the video pretty soon on YouTube with my first week of learning Spanish. Just giving people some tips, my experiences, and just taking people on the journey.
I think that's great. And do we have your YouTube channel that we can put up there? It's
probably
what
not.
Is it called again?
Well, the easiest would be if you just go to lingtuitive.com. That's intuitive, but lingtuitive.com, and there you can find my blog. You can find how to contact me, the YouTube, everything is there. So that's probably the best way to just go there.
Great.
There
it is right there.
Right there.
And then just go from there. So Christian, you're from Sweden. That's where I met you, in Sweden.
Northern Sweden.
When you were how old?
14.
14. And you're slightly older now.
Yeah, I'm 36, so.
Yeah. So that's been a few years ago. And then you've kind of been a world traveler. You've done a lot of things. You married someone from Finland.
From Finland, yes.
And people say, well, Finnish would have been easy for you. Well, Norwegian's a little easier, and Danish would be a little easier, but Finland is a different language all on its own, isn't it?
Yeah, it is completely different. It's Swedish and English are way more similar. So there's really, you just have to kind of start from scratch. Like there are a couple of loan words, but not that many from Swedish. So you basically just have to. It's very different. It's Elvish is actually based on Finnish.
Oh, really?
From Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Tolkien was a huge fan. He was a huge fan of Finnish, and I actually didn't know exactly the story, but a lot of the kind of how it's built and constructed is, and maybe even I think the way it sounds too is a little reminiscent of Elvish.
Now, here's a question that I think people might have. When you and your wife converse, do you speak in Swedish, in Finnish, or English? Well,
so we started with English, and it's still our main language because that's just what our strongest common language. She knew a little bit of Swedish when we met. I knew no Finnish, but now it kind of depends. Whatever comes out, comes out. It's if we're going to talk about something very important, it's usually English and just in general, but we'll speak in Swedish, we'll speak in Finnish. Finnish is really good for as a secret language because Swedish is a little bit, if there are Norwegians around, they will probably understand us, but Finnish is, you have to be from Finland, otherwise you won't understand a word. So
now just backing up regarding Tolkien, did you say Elvish or Elvis?
Elvis. I think we talked. I feel like deja vu. I think we talked about Elvis last time I was on. So no, it's Elvish.
Okay, all right. Just had to clarify.
Elvis language.
So, do you ever find yourself speaking Finglish? Finglish. Finnish and English together. Is it hard to separate the languages? Do you find one kind of bleeding into the other, or not?
No, it's not hard to separate them. The only thing would be, I'm not always aware with Norwegian if I'm like, is this a Swedish or Norwegian word? Because they're very similar. But now that never happens. But kind of now with Heta, she has a certain way of talking in a certain way. She's very kind of makes up her own expressions, and we've kind of made up our own way of talking a little bit with certain things that I'm not sure other people would understand that. So we might throw in a word from a different language, and maybe it doesn't make sense to anyone else, but so yes, but no, it's not hard to separate them at all. That's not a problem.
So Christian, we have people that are watching that have followed you for a long time. You used to do a podcast here called Love Bound.
Yes.
Talking about looking for your mate. And then you did a few episodes of Love Found.
Yes.
With Heta, your wife. And now you're kind of embarking on a new exciting experience in a few months. Do you want to share that with the audience?
Yeah, so we're expecting our first kid.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. I'm
That's
sure that's what
very
you're
exciting.
referring on. Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
that's going to be fun. That little boy is going to speak a lot of languages from day one.
And do a lot of traveling.
Do a lot of traveling. You know, we're all about that. So that's not going to
Yes.
stop. You know, we're just going to have to take the little one with us. And yeah, we're excited about that. And kind of want to, well, we'll see. With the YouTube thing is very new, but would like to like show people a little bit about our lives. So it's, of course, they're about languages and improving that, but it's so much, it's a lot more than that, because this language is just a tool. It's about like encountering different cultures, you know, it's about our life that we have together and things like that. So
that sounds awesome.
Hakka päälle Suomen poikeutta imeitä Ruotsia voittaa. That sounds like it's someone just texted here in Finnish. That sounds like that. I don't even know, that's not a saying that's familiar with me, but yeah,
that's awesome.
That's
and
so
Steve
cool.
says congratulations to you. I think people are excited to hear that you're going to be a papa.
Yes.
That's awesome, Christian.
Yeah,
we're very excited.
Yes, we're very excited.
Well, dude, thank you so much for joining today from Spain. Bob, we're ready to go visit, aren't we?
I'm ready. I feel the Lord calling me to the 11th floor of that balcony. Yes.
He's calling us to sit on the beach and soak up the sun.
I'm even breaking out my white Pentecostal napkin.
Glory.
Do my best.
What is that even?
There you go.
What's that, Christian?
What's that even? Pentecostal.
This show isn't long enough to explain that.
All right. Well,
exactly.
You can text me.
Okay.
Text me.
Yeah. Christian, I love you, dude. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. We'll see what country I'm in next time. So, thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Great. See ya.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
See you, buddy. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
there's not enough hours in a day
from Randy?
There's not enough hours in a day to explain the white Pentecostal.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And who do you think of when you think of that?
Vestal Goodman.
Yes.
Yep.
I was going to say that's the first person that comes to my mind.
She kind of
Vestal Goodman from the Happy Goodmans.
She was doing the Steven Tyler thing from Aerosmith before Steven Tyler. She just held on to the stuff.
I think that's where he got it from.
Steven Tyler just tied it to his mic stand, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So
it's funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
But we do have LeeBo on standby, so let's go to him.
Let's do. And there he is.
Hey,
dude.
How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
We can. We can hear you just fine. So it looks like you're in the truck.
I am in the truck, and it's loud in the truck.
Well, we can hear you just fine.
Good.
So are you getting ready to pick up, or have you already picked up?
No, we are 14 minutes away from pickup.
Okay. So explain what you're doing today, and then let's talk about the homeless ministry a little bit.
Okay. Well, first off, I have to hold the phone a little close so I can hear y'all. So you're getting to get a nice view of my eye. You like that?
Yeah. I understand.
We're on our way to Brother David's in Tullahoma to get some much needed donated meat for the homeless ministry, and also to distribute to some of the other ministries that we help out weekly. So
awesome.
I'm excited. It's going to be some deer meat.
You're going to learn how to cook venison soon. Yes. Yeah. And but it's venison and some other kinds too. So we'll have a variety, correct?
You know, yesterday, LeeBo shared a cool memory on his Facebook page of our 2018 trip to
I saw that.
Your house. That was a very cool. Those were good days.
2018, we were finishing the inside of the food shed.
Yeah.
The food building.
I'm hoping to get a Sanctuary Homeless Ministry Facebook and Instagram up this week, and I'd like to have every year that we've kind of been open and operating, I'd like to have some video and some pictures up there for everybody to see. And I thought it was neat to see y'all, Bob, both Bobs, y'all look the same. You did all of.
We're when you're good looking, how do you improve on that?
Yeah,
I get confused often with Joel Osteen. So
yes,
you kind of have that look.
Yeah.
Well, give us a little bit of an overview how the ministry is going, what's going on with the homeless stuff right now.
Yeah, well, everything's going pretty good. So we've started serving breakfast or brunch, as it were, and we are seeing a lot of people helped, and not only in being able to feed, but creating a lot of strong relationships. We're having a lot of the folks be able to get housing, which is great, and we're still staying connected with those folks, and that's great. But we're also seeing a lot of new faces. So it's one of those things, it's just, I guess, like Jesus said, you'll always have the poor with you, but we're thankful for the opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I noticed on Sunday that we have a lot of women coming back. And, I think last time we talked, we said that there was a problem with a little bit of what we strongly suspect was people that were doing human trafficking. One of those guys died of a drug overdose last week. And since that time, a whole lot of women and people have been coming back. So we're happy to be able to minister to them once again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We did have a fella just recently passed away, drug overdose. And although, we were in communications, we're really trying to lead him to the Lord too, and just really just be there and try to navigate that world as best we can. He kind of was a little bit of a deterrent to other people.
Yeah.
And so we are seeing a lot of people come back, which is a good thing that they're able to come back, but it's unfortunate and sad that he passed away.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Well, we always have a great opportunity to reach people. We're still serving at 2 locations. We're getting ready to add more locations as the bus gets finished and we get a little more going out there. But LeeBo, it's always a challenge, isn't it? We can use more volunteers. We can use more people involved.
Yeah, it just takes a long time for us to get things done. It's a lot quicker and faster when we have the help and the volunteers. And we're working on the bus. It's close, though. It's close.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have it up and going by spring and get out there. And I'm loving, and I know you are, how it's coming along. And it's good. Really neat to be able to utilize that to bring people out of the weather and to
well, maybe next time we can show some video of how it's coming along and keep people up to date.
Oh yeah,
great.
That'd be great.
Well, we'll be excited to see all the meat that you're picking up. And LeeBo, thanks again for joining us today.
Yeah,
we'll be excited for an update.
Yeah, I'll take lots of photos and we'll post them on the Sanctuary site. So
great. Awesome. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, LeeBo.
See ya. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's very exciting to, we have a community here that, if you remember Eric Tutabene, he joined us a few weeks ago when we had Joshua Pariah on the show.
Yeah.
And Joshua's, he played in his band, played bass. And And Eric has really has a burden for getting all of the homeless ministries together to work together, with sharing food and sharing resources and all of that. And he's done a huge job with it. I mean, it's been awesome. And so we have a text message group with everybody, and we just put on there, we really need some meat. And right away, the guy that has a warehouse where they store food in Tahoma, and I think he gets most of the food from Walmart, and I can't remember where else, but
oh wow,
yeah, but right away he said, I've got 2 or 3 pallets for you.
Isn't
Come
that
and
something?
get it. I can help. And yeah, it's just a really great community that's dedicated to not only helping each other, but the greater homeless ministry. And nobody is like, in our group anyway, there are those that are kind of their own thing and promoting themselves. But this is a bigger sense of we're all doing this together. We're all working for the Lord, and let's see how much we can help each other. And yeah. It's been great. So we just put that out there, and all of a sudden 3 pallets of meat, that's a lot of meat.
That's going to keep Bonnie busy.
Yeah, it will keep Bonnie busy. She's ready. She just made her good stew again. And whenever she makes the stew, and it's Mama Stew, people come through the line and they go, "Oh my goodness, this is what my mom used to make. This is what my grandmother used to make."
That is fantastic.
And so it's not just food, it's comfort food. It's food with the memory. Yeah. Well, Bob, it's been a great day, hasn't it?
It has been. Yeah.
Do we have any questions from any of our audience?
Yeah, let me do this here. So
cool. I love those transitions.
Hayden did a good job with the artwork on that.
He did, yes.
Steve Bryant asked, curious, y'all ever thought about having Stephen Patrick on?
I guess I haven't thought about that, and that might be an interesting interview. He's a very interesting guy, and I love him. I'm in contact with him. And we'll think about that. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that.
Yeah. This is certainly the time. If anybody has questions, feel free to post them and we'll put them up on the screen. This one says, will you guys interview Relent? They are a Christian new metal rap rock band. They played at the Sanctuary stage years ago.
I think that's a great idea. I don't know how to get a hold of them.
I will make a note and reach out to them if I'm able to find the right lead here. I can tell you I'm working on the couple. I won't put the names out there quite yet, but some Christian metal, thrash metal veterans that have put out a new project. So they're thinking about it. So let's just put it that way. That was their reply to me. So
good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I think it's fun to do the nostalgia, but I would love to kind of keep up with what's going on as well.
Yeah.
And Bob, since a few weeks ago, since we did the wedding party interview, which was a lot of fun.
It was.
Do you know they put Wedding Party back together?
They put the band back together. Yeah.
As a result of it, yeah, we're putting the band back together.
here's our fingers crossed that maybe they'll play the audio feeds Sanctuary stage.
Well, it looks like they're going to.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited. And original members, and it's a big band. There's a lot of people involved. So
yeah.
So we're very excited for that to happen. Yes.
Well, that's good. Just looking, going back to this question, this person said, can I buy all of your stuff on Amazon England, coffee too?
No, unfortunately. And, here's what we're looking into right now. You've probably noticed that shipping is really tough right now. Not only is it slow, but it's very expensive, even within the United States, but especially to other countries. But there's some people that say, I'll pay whatever it is to get a shirt or to get a, some coffee or whatever. So our webmaster, Jason, why did I forget his name? One of my best friends, Jason, is looking into specific things that we can send internationally, because it's a lot of programming that needs to happen with that, and it's extremely expensive. So, Bob, we're thinking that the coffee is one thing, and we'll see what happens with that. But this is the other one. This shirt, the Maynard Metal shirt. I think we're about to make this an international thing that people can buy, and the weight is it's not too heavy. So it'd be a little easier to send and not so cost prohibitive. So,
that's good.
But that is coming up. Yes.
That's good. Absolutely. So, and that'll all be available through the We Are Metal, We Are Family. So,
yes.
But it's a pretty easy crowd there. There aren't any other questions. So
they are awesome.
Yeah. And certainly.
We love them. So we've got some great shows coming up next week. It looks like that we're going to have some talk about the mechanics of music, and by that I mean, what does it take to put on a concert, and how does a band know what to do? Tom Jackson is going to join us, and if you're a band, and if you're into music, you know who Tom Jackson is. He works with bands and single artists and shows them what to do on stage. And when a band writes a new album, for instance, they'll perform it in front of him. And then he'll say, well, here's how you need to perform this particular song, this particular line. And he coaches them in exactly how to present their music. He's really good at it.
I guess to teach them how to have a stage presence.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And Tom's been a good friend. He moved here the same time I did, to the same city, from California. We've been friends for a long time, and he's living in Florida now. But I'm excited to have him on. Plus, we've got more bands, more influencers, more people from our community. And Bob, it's always exciting to get together with the family.
To
hear what people are doing, especially in other countries. So, folks, if you'd like to be on our segment, as Christian was today, that's called what is it called? Where on earth are you? Yeah, where are you? Please let us know. We'd love to have you. And just like Christian did, just show us around a little bit, talk about where you live, all of that. I think it's interesting to the rest of the family just to see where you're at. And it doesn't have to be another continent. It could be in the United States too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Where, whether you're in North Dakota or Spain, it doesn't matter. We'd love to hear from you.
Spain or Oklahoma.
There you go.
Right. Now, Bob, we should have done that with you today. Step out the door and take a picture of the snow, huh?
There we go.
Yeah.
I could probably have a video ready next week with all that we're dealing with here. So
do that. I think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be really interesting.
So,
yes. Well, we're also working on some new stuff, Bob, and the one that I'm most excited about is Headbangers Brew Tea.
That's exciting.
It's called Intensity. And it's a blood orange and hibiscus blend, really good, and we'll be offering that very soon.
Great.
We're excited to get that out there, and I know I keep saying very soon, but we're on it.
Yeah,
and it'll happen, and we're looking seriously about adding another blend.
Oh, that'll be good.
Now let me throw this out there, and I'd love to hear your comments on this too. I love coffee, but I love hot chocolate as well. And one of my favorite things, especially when I go down under the bridge with the homeless. A lot of times we have hot chocolate and we have coffee side by side, and we ask them, what would you like? Do you want coffee? Do you want hot chocolate? Or would you like mocha, a blend of both? And most of them say mocha, which I agree. So we're working on coffee with cacao beans in it.
Oh, that'll be good.
Is what they make chocolate out of. And I've been using it here. Actually, this is what I'm drinking right now. Oh my gosh, is it good? So is that something that people would be interested in? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And if so, that would be great. Headbangers Brew Mocha. Absolutely, Steve. And does that sound good to you? Is that something that you would like to drink? Because I think and we're experimenting. You make it in a coffee maker, obviously. And the cacao beans expand quite a bit. So you have to get the right kind of balance between them. And I think right now it looks like it's 3 parts coffee, 1 part cacao. And we'll just see as we continue to work with it. But I'm excited for that possibility. Have you ever
there are
had
a lot of good healing facts and nutrient facts with cacao too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good for you.
Not to be confused with Nestle powder, for chocolate milk. Cacao is like truly almost like a superfood.
It is a superfood, and it's really good for you. And and I think we could do the slogan that says Headbangers Brew gives you wings.
There you go.
Well,
I like
maybe that's been taken. Yeah.
I kind of like the best part of waking up is Pastor Bob in your cup,
I like that. That is awesome. That is awesome. What about Headbangers ready to drink?
Probably like an instant coffee or something like that.
Yeah. Well, we have it right now in ground, in whole bean, in decaf, and K-cups. But, instant coffee, to be honest with you, I've never had instant coffee that I thought was very good.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't have a coffee maker, just pour over. You can get really inexpensively, you can get those paper filters.
Yep.
Put some coffee in it, pour hot water over it, and you could make your own coffee. It's easy to make.
Perfect.
But the difference in the taste is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Well, I think we're at the end of the show here.
Well, it's been fun, Bob. It's good to hang with you again.
You as well.
Yes. And we'll look forward to next week with a whole new lineup and lots of new things and these 2 good-looking Pastor Bobs.
I'm telling you, it's worth the price of admission.
It is. You can hang with the Bob-eye.
All right.
Love you, my friend.
You too.
Goodbye, everybody.